Your Excellency, the Chairman of Council and President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, Your Excellency, the Vice President, Senator Shetima Kashim, Your Excellencies, the leadership of National Assembly, my colleagues, cabinet members, the family of our late president. This is a tribute to our late president, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. It was a moment of unbelief to me when on Monday, 14th of July, 2025, the news made rounds that former President Muhammadu Buhari had died on Sunday, 13th of July, 2025. And this continued until our dear president officially released the news. The first thing that came to my mind was the mystery of the journey of life. Late President Muhammadu Buhari lived a selfless life. He believed and he worked for the oneness of Nigeria. From a disciplined soldier who rose through the ranks of the Nigerian army to serve in many capacities as military governor, military head of state, and to a democratically elected two-term president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I had the privilege of serving as a state governor in those 8 years that he presided over the affairs of this country as the president and commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I can recount a number of unforgettable moments with him. One of such was the time I joined All Progressive Congress, the party. I was in PDP. And we had gone to see him, and it was a very trying moment, the time of NSAS. And when the acting national chairman was the governor of Yobe State, I went with Atiku Bagudu, was the then progressive chairman, or progressive chairman, governor's chairman. I went with, His Excellency Badaru, and then his chief of staff, Professor Gambari. And after we saw a man so excited and so happy, and when we left him, he called back, Professor Gambari and said something to him. He said, "Today remains one of my happiest moments." And he asked him, "Why, sir?" He said, "Because this has demonstrated that I have love for the entire country." And that was very, memorable, statement, for me. I also recall the time he came to commission projects in Ebonyi State. Very disciplined man, and he came by 10 a.m. And he started commission projects, and I recall that for the first time he commissioned a project at night, and that's the light tunnel that we built and named after him. And when by 10 p.m. he was going back to his room to sleep, he said something to me. Many people did not know that he was a very humorous person. And he said to me, "Governor, you know how to punish people." I said, "Mr. President, you signed for this." And he laughed, and he went to his room. I recall a man that so loved my state and my person that when we built the airport, the international airport, we named it after him. And he called me and he said, "Thank you very much, but I would rather want you to allow his friend, who was his running mate one time, Senator Chubo Kadibu." He said, "Would you mind if I name the airport after him?" I said, "As you wish." And he did that. And I requested for the federal government to take over the airport. And he approved that. Not only that he approved that, here in FEC, and I think Barrister Kaimo will be a witness, he also approved that our state be refunded the amount we use in building that airport. Some FEC members argued that I didn't request for refund, but he overruled them. That's the depth of his love for my state and for my person. And when he was commissioning our university, he said to me, "This university and the equipment you have here, the state cannot manage it. I have to take it over." And he graciously took over the university and even attached a name to it. that I will remain very grateful for life for that honor. And let me also remember him, because without him, my present governor wouldn't have been governor, because all was set to change, that process. But he called the then chairman of the APC and they warned that the state must be allowed to produce their candidates in APC. So let me recall that he was so fair and very supportive to all the governors, irrespective of party affiliations. He introduced the Anchor Borrowers scheme that helped our agriculture. He refunded Paris Club to governors, and he refunded federal projects done by states. I recall that when I left APC, I was badly fought, and I went to him and said, this particular governor, please don't give him the money, because the money was very huge. And he laughed, but to our very surprise, he released the money, and the APC governors became very much afraid. But he did that. He also introduced World Bank program on state fiscal responsibility, aimed at transparency of state affairs, budgeting process and procurement process. And we competed, and we won several millions of dollars, which helped states, like ours, to develop their infrastructure. Mr. Chairman, my condolences first go to you, our dear President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. God made you his destiny helper, his friend, and his brother. The whole country and beyond acknowledge the honor you accorded him in life and the decent burial you offered him in death. His burial was a great moment of emotional outpour and deep grief for you and our First Lady. No wonder Arise News captured that moment greatly and joined other Nigerians to appreciate you. I too say you are a good brother, indisputably a good friend of our late president. To the family he left, I pray God to grant you the strength and the fortitude during this period of mourning. To friends and associates, let us be consoled by the sweet legacy of his life that death cannot take away, and through which we will treasure his memory. To the governor and people of Katsina State, I say your help is in our God. My take about his life and his legacies is that while we live, let us live unto the Lord. And while we serve, let us serve with the fear of God. For life is only but a journey. May the soul of our departed leader and former president rest in perfect peace. Amen.